Hey everybody, welcome back to another video on the channel. So I figured I'd give another confession video. I'm revealing a secret in this video, okay? And this title is definitely the truth, honest truth. Yes, that is right. I, a New Yorker, am a fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm not kidding, I really am a fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They are my favorite football team, my favorite NFL team, honest truth. Now, how is this possible? How is it that some person living in New York is a fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are in Florida? Well, let me explain. You see, I was friends with this person, who we knew each other since we were babies, literally. Literally, when we were infants. Like, I met him during my first birthday party around then, around that time, even before my first birthday party, I think. Yeah, we knew each other since then. He was a good friend of mine. Is a good friend of mine, and his mom and my mom went to the same college. Our mothers knew each other from college. They were best friends. And he was living here in New York, in Long Island. Yeah, so we hung out a few times when we were children, we were babies, and then when he was 8 years old around that time, then he moved to Florida. He moved to the Tampa area, and then I didn't see him again until my 7th grade year, when I went mid 7th grade, 2010, February 2010, when I went to a wedding that was taking place. Yeah, when I went to see a wedding that was taking place for one of my relatives. I went down there for a wedding, and briefly I very briefly visited my friend, and his family. Yeah, and we had some good times in Tampa. I had such a fun experience in Florida, honestly. I went to this hotel, we traveled, on several highways. We went to this hotel, and we had some fun at the pool. That was such a good time. And I was only in Florida for 4 to 5 days, but that time was honestly one of the best moments of my life, literally. And I was in Tampa with my friend. I hung out at his house, and we talked about a lot of stuff. We're very close to this day, honestly. We're good friends, honestly. I was in Tampa with my friend. We hung out a little bit. We were talking about stuff. We were talking about our talking about the NFL. We were discussing different trades. We were talking about the Buccaneers briefly, and the Buccaneers weren't exactly the best team. They had they weren't exactly perfect. Their performance was pretty sloppy, I'll admit. But I honestly loved hearing about the Buccaneers and their stories about the team, and and all their failures and few triumphs. I enjoyed hearing about that. Even though I was only in Florida for 4 days, those were four of the best days of my life, literally, I think that's what caused me to become a fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That, in fact, I was losing interest in what the Giants and the Jets were doing, honestly. Because the Giants and the Jets, you also noted that if you live in New York, the Giants and the Jets aren't exactly what I'd call, star material. They were dead last this season, dead last in their own division. Now, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers weren't exactly perfect either. Their record wasn't exactly, squeaky clean. The Buccaneers weren't exactly great, but I still liked the performances ever since 2014, 2015. Yeah, that's when I became a fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers officially. A fan of the Buccaneers in 2014, 2015. Yeah. That's when I became a fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, but honestly, I don't regret the decision at all. I don't have no regrets about being a Buccaneers fan in the slightest. I enjoyed watching the Buccaneers, and I enjoy hearing from them, my favorite football team of all time. It's my honest opinion. I don't care who disagrees with me or not. I'm a fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, period. They're my favorite football team, and a discussion. And yeah, so I hung out with my friend, back in 2010. That was the last time I saw him. I haven't seen him since, but I have kept in contact with him. We talked about a lot of stuff, honestly. We've talked about the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers are my favorite football team, so we enjoyed talking about it a little bit with him. We enjoyed talking about the Buccaneers back in 2010. Even though the Bucs had a pretty bad record back then. Still, I enjoyed talking about the Buccaneers and listening to their stories and everything about that. Hearing about Raymond James Stadium. All that. Exactly. Hearing the stories about the Buccaneers and their stadium. I enjoyed hearing about all that stuff. And the Tampa area, I was in Tampa for only 4 days, but that area is so luxurious. You have to see it for yourself. It's literally like walking on heaven on earth, honestly. It's pretty awesome area. But anyways, yeah. So 2014, 2015, I think that was when it officially became a fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. When I became a fan of the Buccaneers and enjoyed seeing the performances, and watching the performances, because I was losing interest in what the Giants and the Jets were up to, honestly, because the Giants declined pretty badly, and so did the Jets, honestly. Both teams declined. I mean, the Jets, last time they won the Super Bowl was 50 years ago, more than 50 years ago, Super Bowl III. You know, 1969. They haven't won it since. And the Giants, they won the Super Bowl in 2008 and in 2012, but after 2012, they declined pretty badly, and they tanked, honestly, since then, and they haven't really done that much since, you know. And the Giants and the Jets both finished dead last this season in their own division. So, yeah. But it is what it is, you know. Every team has got to decline at some point, you know. But honestly, I'm more interested in the Buccaneers now. I'm a fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers since 2014, and that's not going to change. That's my honest opinion. I'm a fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, honestly. All thanks to me going to Tampa for those 4 days in Florida and hearing about all their stories about the Buccaneers, hearing about the success and failures of the Buccaneers. Well, mostly failures, but you know what I mean. Hearing about the Buccaneers traveling down to Florida, that all played a role, you know, in me becoming a Buccaneers fan. I don't regret the decision the slightest. I enjoy watching the Buccaneers on my phone, you know, on television, you know, playing Madden as the Buccaneers. I honestly don't regret that in the slightest. I do that in a heartbeat, you know. You know, the Buccaneers are my favorite football team, and that's not going to change no matter what anybody says or does. Okay, you can comment hate on my videos saying, "Oh, you're a Buccaneers fan. You know, why are you a fan of the Buccaneers?" Like, you can comment stuff like that. You know, talking trash about the Buccaneers. Guess what? I don't care. I'm going to stick by the Buccaneers until the day of my death. Honest truth. Loyal to the Buccaneers forever. But that's just my personal opinion, honestly. That's how I, a New Yorker, became a fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're my favorite football team. But, oh yeah, the Buccaneers, I continued watching until from 2014, 2015, from time to time when I was able to, when it wasn't too busy. I tried to watch the Buccaneers as much as possible. And then 2020, oh, the best news ever. Tom Brady joined the Buccaneers, and that was literally the greatest news I ever heard. That honestly made my day. I mean, Tom Brady, the 6-time Super Bowl champion, joining the Buccaneers, and I'm not surprised the Buccaneers made it to the Super Bowl in 2021, you know, winning it, beating the Chiefs. That was honestly something I definitely had to see, honestly. The Buccaneers beating the Chiefs and winning their Super Bowl title was certainly something I enjoyed seeing. I definitely don't regret seeing that at all, honestly. I enjoyed seeing that. It was so amazing, honestly. It was truly something worth seeing, honestly. The Buccaneers winning the Super Bowl, honestly. My favorite football team finally getting a Super Bowl title for the first time since I became a fan of them. Then Tom Brady retired the following season, and the Buccaneers got eliminated by the Rams. But it was still worth seeing the Buccaneers. They still did pretty good, honestly, overall, given their performances earlier in the season. Or, I mean, not earlier this season, I mean earlier in the franchise's history. I'd say the Buccaneers did pretty well, honestly. But that's all I gotta say, honestly. That's how I, a New Yorker, became a fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, honestly. And we will miss Tom Brady. The Buccaneers will truly miss his presence, but I really hope the Buccaneers can pull through next season, you know. They may not win the Super Bowl, but they might be able to do something next season. I'm surely hoping that something will happen. I'll truly miss Tom Brady, honestly. He was really helpful with the Buccaneers, honestly. Played a huge role in their success in 2021. But yeah, I wish the best for Tom Brady, and I really hope the Buccaneers can do some pretty impressive stuff next season. I hope I can see what happens with the Buccaneers next season. But I stand by my claim and my opinion. The Buccaneers are my favorite NFL team, and that's not going to change. End of discussion. That's my honest opinion. That's how I honestly feel. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are my favorite NFL team, period. But that's just my honest opinion. You know, the Buccaneers are my favorite team. You know, I'm going to watch more of their videos and more of their content if I can, you know. Watch some more stuff from the Buccaneers, you know, in my spare time when I'm not too busy. I'll definitely find a way to do so. I'll definitely be able to get the chance to, hopefully, when I'm not too busy. Good luck to the Buccaneers next season, hopefully. Hopefully. But that's all I got to say, honestly. That's how I, a New Yorker, am a fan of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I hope you understand my points and my reasoning. Anyways, stay safe, everybody. Tonville Legend, 826, out.